everybody. Well, welcome. This is a gentle, easy flow. And welcome, I'm Faith, and I am at Flow Yoga. Just want to take this moment to thank all of you for keeping us as your place for mindful movement. We opened the doors of Flow January 2nd, 2006. It's been an amazing journey. This is definitely not part of the journey that we ever expected, but I cannot thank all of you enough for supporting us and following our videos, the amazing response and words of support and love that we're getting, and of course the love donations that we have received have been so heartfelt, so amazing. I just don't know what to say other than thank you all so much. And I can say for the teachers, thank you from them as well. So hopefully we'll all be back together in a short period of time, that we can be physically in our space, although we'll probably be wearing masks, but there'll be more about that at some point. But Germ Guardian's going, I've been disinfecting, we'll continue those processes, all's going to work out. Hopefully everybody's well, miss you all. So let's just take a moment to begin to settle ourselves down on our mats. And if you haven't figured it out, I love being outside. Before it gets too hot, where we're not going to be able to be outside, and of course once we get back into the studio. So taking advantage of as much outside time, and also right now that's a healthy thing because the outside air dilutes the respiratory particles of the virus. Also, the sun helps to desiccate that fatty layer on that protein. That is what you pick up when you touch. So let's call this our medical therapy as well. So as we bring ourselves onto the mat, let's lie back this morning. If you need a blanket to support your head, please go ahead and get a blanket. Maybe a towel, maybe a pillow from your couch, whatever it is. You can also support your legs as well, but whatever feels good to you. Maybe you even at this moment want to close your eyes and cover your eyes, because we're going to take a moment just to check in, letting go of anything that is beyond this moment. So as we settle our bodies in on the mat, feel our eyes gently close. Feel our jaws soften. Just begin to feel that physical release. Feel our bodies as it's supported by the mat that's beneath us. And just feel ourselves just sinking in, letting go. If you will, for a moment, imagine ourselves that we began as an ice cube, and that ice cube was left out on a countertop. And how that ice cube slowly begins to melt. It begins to lose those formed hard edges. It just slowly begins to soften and to melt into the surface that's beneath it. We don't change who we are or what we are. We just change that moment, that sensation. So maybe feeling the arms beginning to release and get long. Just like that ice cube starts melting and that water just starts to seep on that counter just a bit. Feeling the legs as well, getting long and releasing. Just feeling whatever it may be, any area of tension. Just like that ice cube loses those hard edges, we lose that tightness. We can just feel ourselves melting down. Just listen to our breath. Listening to that breath moving in and moving out. And just feel the softness of the body. Let's very slowly begin to bend our knees and bring our feet flat on our mat. Now, if you have cats, you'll understand this. Just allow your feet to kind of move and pad that mat a little. And whenever I say to do that with the feet, I always do that with my hands as well. So maybe you even take the hands and kind of move them as well. But just take that moment that you can just kind of work yourself. And then find the place where the feet feel firm. Maybe roll the shoulder blades underneath so the heart begins to open. Feel the body once again melting in. And maybe if your knees feel like you're trying to pull away, maybe you can take a yoga block between your thighs and just gently allow your thighs to melt in. Well, let's take our right hand and bring it here to our solar plexus, to our third chakra, Manipura. And just take a moment to draw that breath into that space. Let your eyelids close. And just drawing that breath deeply and fully into that space. Feeling as we exhale how that breath softly releases. And you may feel that belly kind of coming in just a bit. But be careful that we don't here push our back into the mat. We just want to feel that belly expand and then that gentle release. And then we'll invite our left hand to come up to the chest and come right to that breastbone. And as we breathe into the belly first, then drawing that breath up into the chest, and we want to feel that breastbone. We want to feel that chest lift up into those hands. But then as we exhale, we let go from the chest first, and then feel that belly gently releasing. And again, thinking about that ice cube. Feel here as you exhale that gentle softening, that melting, that releasing. There you go. You have it. Just finding that place of calm. Our hands will gently come down now to our sides. Side to side. We're not trying to take them all the way over, but just enough to feel some gentle movement, maybe feel a little adjustment in the low back and in the hips. And then after you move side to side evenly, come back to what's your center. Maybe stretch out those toes a little bit. And again, here I go with the fingers. So maybe stretch your fingers out too. That you can feel your toes getting long, feel the arches of the feet lift, and we're going to begin a slow and flowing Apanasana here, but our knees stay bent. So as we inhale, feel as you're lifting that leg up,
drawing your hands to that knee as you draw that knee into the chest. But then as we exhale, softly let that foot come down. Take your time. Feel that belly. Remember how that belly kind of hollows out as you exhale. So then we inhale and lift, bringing that knee into the chest. And then as we exhale, softly let it come back down, but do so slowly. If you will, imagine under your feet you have a raw egg. Hopefully you don't, but the idea is only letting that leg, that foot come down just enough. There's no tension, no pressure. You don't let it press, but you feel it light. And as you lift, and then as you exhale, letting go. Now we're going to continue to flow with this at your own pace, your own breath, breathing in as you lift, exhaling as you soften. And if we would like, we can begin to bring our chest to the leg. So let's take our tongue, slide it upwards to the roof of the mouth to protect our neck. And as we begin to inhale, we can slowly lift our upper body up. Then we come down. Notice how that feels for you. We don't want to do this if it's causing tension or pressure or any sense of discomfort. Find that breath. Eyes closed. Breathing in and breathing out. Now the next time our right knee comes up to the chest, let's pause. If we decided to lift the upper body up, that's fine. See if you can stay here and breathe for a few breaths. But again, noticing how you're feeling. Maybe you prefer to keep the upper body down. And then as we exhale, softly let this go. When you're ready in your next inhale, let's slowly bring that left up. Again, if you wish to lift, do so. But we're going to stay here for a few breaths. Feeling in that exhale, that letting go, feeling that inhale, that sense of filling, of lengthening and opening. And then again, when we're ready, as we exhale, slowly come on down. Take a moment with both feet onto the mat. Maybe allowing the knees, again, that little side to side, just enough to create a little adjustment in the low back or the hips. And then when we feel we've swayed side to side evenly, we'll come back to center. We're once again going to inhale, bring up that right leg. This time let your upper body stay down. See if we can really slide that right thigh deep into that right side of the belly. And then making some moves with that right hip. So maybe you begin a little side to side motion, or maybe you go right into a circle, whatever feels good. But let's for today use our hands on our knee, or perhaps we have our hands behind our thigh. Because as we exhale, as we press that leg away, feel the arms. So feel them nice and strong, helping them come around and then draw them in. So let your arms help to work that leg, that hip. And allow this motion of that hip to increase. Now, wherever you are, whatever direction your circle is going, just take a notice and let's bring that knee up into the chest again. So maybe we feel like we're drawing that knee towards that collarbone. Maybe you can get it a little bit further. Soften your shoulders. And then can we take that circle now opposite direction? So we really notice that difference in how it feels. But again, use the arms. Feel those arms working. So the knee presses into the hand. You can feel those arms, those muscles wrapping into the bones. And that's that tricep muscle. The interesting thing is that muscle works when that arm is straight. So get that good, strong straightening of that arm. And then let's once again finish up your circle and draw that knee towards that collarbone. Relax the shoulder blades. Just let this relax. And find our breath. Here, Bella. And as we exhale, we're going to slowly lower this right foot down, but then take it all the way on our mat. Just go ahead and lengthen it all the way down. Let's take that right arm and take it back behind us. And just for a moment, feel that whole right side getting long. To really feel all that length into that side. And then maybe look to the left. Maybe you can feel yourself just getting a little bit deeper into that space. And then coming out of this place, bringing the right arm down. Let's slide that right foot up the mat again. That right knee is bent. And just take a moment and notice how now the two sides of our bodies feel. Let's take an inhale, bring that left leg in. And then when you're ready, a subtle movement, whether it's side to side, that's fine. Maybe that's where you begin. But then we do want to create a circle. So again, letting the arms, feel that length in those arms, feel that gentle drawing that leg in. Creating mobility here in our hip. We don't want to just work the muscles to tighten them. Remember, we're that ice cube that's just been left out, that hopefully by the end of the class today, we're going to be completely melted out. No hard edges, no tension. So complete this next circle, please. And then drawing that left knee towards that left clavicle. See how we feel. And then can we circle the other way? It always feels so crazy to me that when I go to circle that other way, I feel it in such a totally different way. How about you? Do you notice something different? Because we always go the same way all the time. That's our habit. That's how our body works and knows and understands. Again, feel the arms getting straight. But you can feel those muscles, those triceps. And then finishing up our circle one more time, letting that knee draw to that collarbone. Soften the shoulder blades down, feel the heart open. And then gently as we exhale, lowering that foot and letting that leg get all the way long. That left arm reaches back behind us. Feel that length in that left side, and then we can let our head look to the right, just getting a little bit more space. And then we'll lower that left hand, gently slide that left knee into a bend one more time, that little side to side motion. So let's bring ourselves into our first little twist today. So you may want to bring something to the left side of your mat, perhaps a block, maybe your blanket, something that if maybe when your legs go to the left, you'd like them to be supported. And of course, when our legs go the other way, you'll just need to switch. So when we come back to center, let's once again draw the right knee to our chest as we inhale, but then gently turn that knee out to the side. Now as that knee turns out, we're going to let the foot turn left, and then can we cross it over? This is called our figure four stretch, or it's also called a supine pigeon pose. A Supta Raja Kapitanasana. There is no test at the end of class. So just take a moment to maybe feel that you can massage that hip just a little bit. In other words, you're not touching the hip, but you kind of let that leg just kind of release in that open space. Let's take our left foot and move our left foot just a tiny bit to the right. Not a lot, just a little bit, just enough you can feel that change. Maybe allow the hips to sway a little side to side. But then we're going to allow the legs to flow to the left, and that bottom of that right foot will come down. Now you may notice that right shoulder wants to come up with you, so go ahead and let it come up initially. That's fine. Let the legs settle in, because remember, for the ladies, that lower half of our body's heavier. We're hips. Guys have all that space in the upper body. So we want to, for the ladies, allow that shoulder to come up. The guys may be fine that they can let it stay down. And then turn your gaze and look right. Let the arms reach out to the side, palms turn up. I think a bug just flew into my mouth. Just breathe here. I know I feel a nice stretch in that space. So how do you feel? Feeling that right shoulder, that right arm melting down. Maybe you need to wiggle those shoulders just a bit. That's fine. And then when we go to come out of the pose, allow the head to come back center. Take a moment to breathe and maybe lift the left leg a little bit first. Lift that left knee. And can you bring the right leg to cross completely over the left now? And then we're going to draw the legs up into the chest, give ourselves a nice hug. If your hands can reach all the way down to that left knee, do so. Maybe you need to hold on to that right knee, that's fine. Maybe your hands come under the thigh, that's good too. And then this is where we get to figure out if we know what sides are right and our left. Let's take our left hand, reach it up, and then reach towards the right ankle. So that right ankle is by that left side. And then we can take that right hand, reach down to that left ankle, see if we can take that. And see if you can slide your heels towards the buttocks. This is like our Moroccan sit, just from a different perspective. And then softly release the ankles. Let's allow that left foot to come down. And just for a moment, we're going to slide this right leg down over that left. And maybe allow that right knee to turn out to the side for a moment. Maybe just give that little bit of release. I think another bug. Oh, wow. And then let's slowly bring that foot back onto the mat. Maybe let the hips sway side to side. Give ourselves a little adjustment, whatever it is that we need. And then we'll draw our left knee up into the chest. Can we then take that left knee out to the left, but at the same time, that left foot goes to the right. So now we can cross that ankle over the leg as we find that figure four stretch. slide it on that thigh, just kind of easing that it's okay to come into that place. Our right foot wants to walk a tiny bit left, not a whole lot, but just take it left a little bit. And if you wanted to bring something on the space to the right side of you, this would be the time to get it there. And allow the legs to just sway a little side to side. Now we're really going to notice a difference in how the body works in this space. So when you're ready, allow the legs to flow to the right. And then notice, what does that left shoulder want to do? If it wants to lift up a little, go ahead and let it come up. Allow the foot, that grounding, to get into that space first. And then you can adjust the shoulders, reach that left arm out, turn your gaze, and notice what it is that you feel. Breathe into that space. Making sure that the body feels safe and protected here. Feel that breath in to create a sense of expansion and openness. And an exhale as we kindly and gently release. So as we go to come out of this pose, we can lift that right leg first. So just see if you can lift that right knee up. You're not really lifting the foot, but you're bringing that knee. And now that left leg's going to be crossed all the way over as you come out of the twist. And then can you bring both legs up into the chest once again? So maybe your hands just gather at that left knee. That's fine. Maybe your arms are long enough that you can reach to the right knee. Maybe you want to give your legs a hug. That's up to you. Everyone's arms and legs are different lengths and widths. Same thing with our torsos. And then let's see if we can figure out the right from the left again. So we take the right hand up, and then when we lower the right hand down, it should come to the left ankle. And then we can lift the left hand up, and when we take that down, we should find the right ankle. You may think of yourself right now as being tied in a knot. So we draw those heels towards the buttocks. And again, just see how you feel. Let's release the ankles. Allow the right foot to come down. And then we'll slide that left leg down and over, maybe resting that left ankle for a moment on that right foot, allowing that left knee to turn out. Just getting that little release. And then slowly, let's bring the feet once again firm. The knees are bent, and give ourselves that little side to side motion. Now go ahead and roll yourself to whatever side feels good. Let's roll all the way over to that side. Let ourselves slowly come up, and we're going to come to a seat. So maybe in our seat, we want to use our blanket to sit on. I'm going to go ahead and sit on mine today. We can take whatever extra baggage that we have, and we can kind of move that out of the way. And I'm just going to move myself a little bit to an angle here. You don't need to, unless you want to. So that we can sit nice and tall. And we're going to take the right knee, just bend that right knee in. Sit up nice and tall. Feel that left foot as that left foot is pushing into a wall behind the opposite side. And we're going to take that right arm, we're going to lift it up. Take that hand back behind our right buttocks, and our left arm is going to bring that right leg in. So we have some options here. We can take just our hand to that knee. We can wrap that elbow, or maybe we take that elbow to the opposite side.
again, how long are your arms, how wide are your arms, same with your legs and your torso. Getting a nice tall extension to our spine with a nice twist. And then slowly as we come out, just take a moment to come back center and sit nice and tall. We're going to take this right leg and we want to now cross it over the left. Now we're going to do something here. We're going to bend the left knee a little bit. So again, remember where it's like we're bringing that knee up, but see if we can take now our right foot and hook it under that left. So it's a bit of a twist to really get that leg over and get that foot out on the other side. You may find one side works and the other side doesn't, so that's okay. Try to sit up nice and tall. We're going to come into eagle arms. So let's take a moment here, take our left hand and we're going to take it over to our right shoulder. And then take that right arm and kind of guide it a little bit more. And then sweep that right arm underneath. Press the arms together and bring the hands together. And now you're going to get a luscious shoulder stretch. A little bit more of a stretch in that hip. And now you should feel the belly as well working to help lift you and hold you here. Make sure you can move the arms just a bit. But you can notice the difference in how and where you feel this. And then gently and slowly, let's release our arms. If you were able to get the toes hooked underneath, maybe you couldn't, and that's okay. You can release. Let that left leg lengthen. Let's have a little fun here. We're going to see if we can reach our right hand down to our right big toe. So just take those two fingers and hook them in. Let's bring our left hand to our left thigh and take a moment and open up. This is kind of like a happy baby, right? But this is a bow and arrow pose. We're going to take that right shoulder blade, draw it back, and sit up nice and tall. Maybe close the eyes. Now we're going to do a little twist here, but we're going to go in the opposite direction than we just twisted. So as we now press the right foot forward, you have it in your hand. You lift your upper body, twist left, and can you bring that left arm out and back behind you? So now you look to that left. And then slowly come back center. Let's see if we can gently lower that right foot down. Just sit up nice and tall. How do we feel? I bet you feel great. So let's go ahead and bend that left knee in now. Sit up nice and tall. Again, find that length, open that chest. We're going to take that left hand and reach it up, rotate ourselves around, bring that left hand back behind that buttocks. And again, that right hand, maybe you just hold on to the knee, maybe you hook onto that knee, maybe that elbow goes to the opposite side. Again, it's completely up to you. Just find your breath. Feel the body just melting into this space. Slowly, as we come out of the twist, just take a moment to find ourselves centered. Can we now cross this left foot over the right? Let's go ahead and feel this right knee bend just a little bit. So just enough that now you can start reaching this foot and see if you can get your feet hooked. So I do it better on the other side. This side says, maybe not. There we go. And sitting up nice and tall. And then it says, no, we don't go. So that's okay because our hips are different. Let's take our right hand over to the left. cross that left under that right. Ease that right hand over that left shoulder. When you're ready, press those arms, lift the hands, and find those eagle arms. Breathe into this space. If you find yourself collapsing, lift up, open, breathe into that chest. And then we'll softly, when ready, after we can move those arms just a bit, noticing how we feel this in different places, we can let our hands release. We'll unhook that left foot if it got hooked. Let's lower that right leg and now reach those left 2 fingers. We reach for that left yogi toe. Right hand is going to stay on that right thigh. Lift up. So again, this is bow and arrow, but also this is happy baby. Lift up tall. Feel yourself. Now are you ready to create that twist? So we take that left foot, we're going to press it forward, feel the upper body lift, turn to the right, reach that right arm back. And then slowly come back center. And we'll gently lower this foot. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to take a moment to ease ourselves into hands and knees pose today. So perhaps you would like to cross your legs and just flow yourself forward, or perhaps you'd like to roll to a side. If you want something to support under your knees and hands, please go ahead and get that. But we always want to have wide fingers, that we can feel the pads of all the fingers pressing into the mat, but yet we can feel the arch. This would be the arch of the hand lifting upwards, feeling strong. And once we get here, maybe sway a little bit side to side. Feel yourself gently. And then see if you can start bringing yourself into almost a little circle. As you can feel yourself coming up one side and over to the other, creating that little round motion. You may feel yourself opening and rounding, almost a little cow-cat, but just see what the body wants to do very organically here. And then whatever direction we're going, let's take it the other way. Just breathe and feel. That's all we want to do here. It's like that ice cube when it melts. It doesn't have any preconceived ideas. It isn't directed of where that water as it melts goes. We all know it will melt and go wherever it wants. So just allow your body here just to kind of feel and move that motion. And then when you're ready, come back to center. Notice when you're sagging, this really doesn't feel very good. So if we press that mat away from us, we can feel that belly really activate here. We can open. Let's take our toes, point the toes back, see if we can bring the big toes to touch. And just take a moment, come into a cow pose here. It's not the biggest cow. And as you exhale to cat, draw those belly muscles in and ease your hips back. Now don't let your upper body fall, because we want to look forward now. Feel the shoulder blades coming together, feel the heart open, and just take your fingertips now and press into the mat. Be careful that we don't thrust our head back. Just want to keep the head in line with the spine, so we can start to really feel those back muscles working, saying, ah, yes, this is my job. I love my job. And then we want to walk our hands forward. Now again, don't sag, but again, just your fingertips into the mat and try to lift and open. Now we may feel ourselves being able to breathe a little bit more into the sides of the ribs as well now. Perhaps your bellies are into your thighs, so you're not going to be breathing as much into that belly. Maybe we can walk our hands a little more forward, because all this stretching allows us to get a little bit more forward. We're going to widen out our fingers. And let's take a nice inhale. Look up. Lift up strong from the belly. Let's come forward to kneeling plank. Now, this is not sagging the hips. But you want to feel the belly strong. You really want to feel yourself, all 10 fingers pushing into the mat. Feel that arch of the hand lifting up. Let's take one leg and maybe just lift that knee as we now curl that toe under. And just notice feeling the muscles of the leg. And then take that knee in. Go ahead and release the toe. And then we'll lift the other. Press it back. Just stay here for another breath, please. And then gently bend that knee in again. Point the toes. Bring the big toes to touch. And as we exhale, draw the belly muscles in. Ease the hips back to the heels. And take a moment here and rest in an extended child's pose. Oh, I must be on a little anthill. I kept wondering why I was getting little burny things. So stretch those hands maybe a little bit more. And as we inhale, look forward again. Open that chest. Flow the body forward. Let's come into that kneeling plank one more time. Feel the body strong. Let's go ahead now. Curl the toes of both feet. We shouldn't have to make any other changes. Just curl those toes, and then maybe the knees now lift up and we find a full plank pose. There you go. You have it. Just find your breath. And then lower the knees one more time. Point those toes, bring them together. Exhale, press back one more time. Child's pose. Let's take our left hand and can we just take it onto the back of the right hand. Just go ahead here and breathe into that left side of the ribs. Feel that left side of the body lengthening, expanding. And then we'll take that left hand back to its usual place here on the mat. Maybe notice things are a little bit different. Can we now take that right hand to that left hand? And now feel the right side of those ribs expanding. Breathing in fully and deeply. Let's go ahead and bring the right hand back onto its place in the mat. Maybe you stretch a little bit more, but this time, guys, we're going to bring that left hand again to the right. Breathing into that left side of the rib, but guess what? This time we're going to start to lift up a bit. You're on your knees, and this left hand now, can we thread it under that right? Feel that right elbow now start to bend as we thread the needle. So that right elbow is kind of in line with our shoulder. That left shoulder is tucked underneath, and we're guiding that right shoulder back as that left shoulder comes forward. Maybe our head is on a blanket. Oh, so what happens when we are outside? And then very slowly come back out. Bring that left hand one more time on that right and sink back. Let's bring that left hand over to the left again. We'll take that right hand to the left.
bring ourselves through. When you're ready, inhaling, coming up. Let's come into that kneeling plank to start. Let's curl the toes, take those knees and lift them up. Find your strength here, breathe. Let's bend our knees one more time. Keep the toes curled under here. Press our hips back a bit. Don't let them fall, but let your hips come up in the air. Imagine your tailbone is pointing up to the sky. And let's find here puppy dog pose. And then one last time, coming up. Finding plank once more. Would you prefer to keep your knees down today? Would you like your knees to come up? It's up to you. Find your breath, your strength, your convictions and focus, your passions, your love. And then wherever we are, our knees will come down. We're going to point our toes, press our hips back to the heels, and then let's slowly begin to find a seat. So if once again we want to sit on our blanket or pillows, we certainly can. Let's bring the bottoms of both of our feet together, just for a moment to find our butterfly, our Baddha Konasana. Maybe take a moment to wiggle those hips. Maybe bring our thumbs to the inside of our feet, like we're opening a book, which probably a lot of us have had time now to do a little bit more reading, unless you're a Kindle. To feel yourself just opening a bit. This is also when you notice how dirty your feet are. You can also take your thumbs and maybe massage those bottoms of the feet, that fascia. If we're tight here, we're going to be tight up the entire chain of our body. So we do have some massage techniques where you roll your foot on a ball, like if you have a golf ball. Works good. Tennis balls are softer. But then open here just a bit, and then let's sit nice and tall. Let your eyelids close. We want to sit in our easy seated. Let's bring our left foot in first. And for this right, we can bring ourselves just in our Sukhasana where we have that foot in front. Maybe today your hips are open and you're feeling a little playful, so you'd like to lift this foot and slide that foot up into the crook of the left. Whatever feels good for you. But just take a moment. Let your arms be heavy. Whether you can hear me, I don't know, because it's getting loud. But just close your eyes and breathe. Timing is everything. And then we want to take our right hand again and come to the big toe of the right. Remember what we did before? We drew it open as though like a happy baby. It was that bow and arrow. Sit up here nice and tall. Hold that leg, feel that right shoulder blade coming down. Let's lower that right foot down now in front of that left ankle. We're going to sit up here nice and tall, and one of my only forward folds today
As we lift up tall, allow the body to melt down in this fold. So the right foot still has a firmness on the mat. That knee kind of opens a little, but you're not letting it completely collapse. And then for those of you who know the bind in this pose, we can take this right arm and bind it around the right leg. So you want to turn that hand out. Really bring that knee into the armpit as you bring that arm all the way around. And then the left hand sweeps around and the two come together behind you. So again, this is all dependent on how long your arms are, how wide they are. The same thing with your legs and your torso. So this is dependent on you. You can do it, great. If you can't do it, it's great. It doesn't matter. Just be present. And then wherever we are, we can gently begin to release, lengthening ourselves through, coming back up. And let's bring the bottoms of both feet together once again, our Baddha Konasana. Maybe massaging the bottoms of the feet again. Noticing how the two hips feel. So we're going to bring that right foot in. And again, the option here is we can be in Sukhasana. We can have that left foot forward. Or maybe if we're feeling frisky today, we're going to take that left foot up into the crook of the right. And just find a half lotus here, just the half. And just take a moment to sit up nice and tall. Let's take our left hand, go to the left big yogi toe. And then again, bring ourselves, that would be very much like our half happy baby, or kind of like that bow and arrow. Let that leg lift, feel the spine long. And then let's go ahead and lower that left foot down right in front of that right ankle. Sit up nice and tall and start to bring ourselves into that little forward fold. We've really been very fortunate with all of our other videos that we haven't had anybody start a boat and rev up the engine. Do you think they just heard me? And then, no, we like to come into that bind. So bring that knee into the armpit, take that arm around. Can you then take that right? And maybe one side works, maybe the other one doesn't. And that's okay. Because our body is very asymmetric. And that is what keeps us in balance. And then when you're ready, slowly coming out, sitting up nice and tall. And slowly bring yourself down onto your mat as I begin to bring us indoors. How are you going to have relaxation with that noise? So settle yourself in on the mat. Soften the body. Soften the breath. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. And of course, it's stopped. Letting our eyelids be closed. Our mouths soft. That ice cube has completely melted. We are completely released. We are calm. We are connected. We are present. Take a few more breaths here into this space. Enjoying the expansion and contraction of the body. That natural, organic rhythm. When you feel ready, we can stretch out our arms, stretch out our legs, wiggle fingers and wiggle toes. Perhaps bringing the knees to the chest and give ourselves a gentle rock side to side. And then let's bring ourselves to a seat. Our eyes remaining soft. Let's bring our hands to our hearts. May the long-time sun shine upon you. May all love surround you, and may the pure light within you guide you on. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.